filmmakers visually differentiated between past, present, and future timeline in time travel movies?
See, film is a narration told through time and space. So, a filmmaker, he always thinks, bothers about what time he's capturing. And in cinema, like in novel, you can tell that in 1653 this has happened, in morning it has happened, in the afternoon it has happened. But in cinema, you don't have that device. Rather than just putting once upon a time kind of, a title or a superimposition. So, a filmmaker always accepts the challenge to show the time visually. Usually it's very easy to show that this is morning, early morning, afternoon, evening, maybe late night. It's easy because through lighting and all we can differentiate the time in a particular day. But as far as time travel movies are concerned, it becomes very difficult. Like if that character is traveling back to some 4th century, if he's traveling ahead and going to some 2090 or 3050 or something like that. So in cinema, in the production design part, there is a typical concept called as mise-en-scène. So this is a concept which gives a certain power to the filmmaker. Mise-en-scène means narrating through or creating emotion through the devices rather than acting. It's like through the background, through the art direction, through light and so many other visual aspects, in which in today's time the sound factor is also added. So to show it visually, what I have observed is that like the expressionist paintings, filmmakers, they have made a good use of the scenario part, the production design part, the art part of cinema. And in that also, if it is present time, then they show the shapes and lines and all the design elements of that particular composition. They uses them in a very normal and in a very contemporary way. In today's time, I am wearing this kind of timepiece. It's a round dial and it's a steel kind of thing and all that. So this represents today's time scenario. In the same way, the kind of vehicle I am using, the kind of interior things like the kind of chair I am sitting on, the kind of table I have. So they uses the contemporary shapes and contemporary colors, and all the visual elements which we find contemporary. But if it is related with some retro theme, if it's traveling back to that time, then definitely that particular time was having a certain design behavior. So like lines and colors and shapes and textures. So every era, every time was having its own design behavior. So the filmmaker, he uses that kind of behavior. Maybe if I'm traveling back to 1960s and 70s, so my scooter shape will be a little elaborated, a little, like I remember that brand that was Lameretta. Lameretta was a scooter used in 60s and 70s, and that was typically, that scooter shape was typically showing the behavior, the design behavior of that particular era. If the character is supposed to travel ahead, then maybe the colors in future may go more unnatural, may become kind of fluorescent shades you can use. Shapes will become like that. Day by day, the design portion is going to minimalism. When first time I saw the television, it was a huge box kind of thing. It becomes sleek and sleek. And even the mobile phones, the vehicles we are using, everything is going to a kind of minimalism is used while designing all such things. So in one line, the answer of that question is what is the design behavior of that particular era. I remember one film that was not time travel film, that was a period drama, Romeo and Juliet, 1968 by Franco Zeffirelli. So to design Romeo and Juliet's costumes, they referred to the 16th, 15th century paintings, and those paintings were showing the design behavior of that particular era. So in the same manner, makers like Christopher Nolan and so many other makers, they use the typical concept that is called as the design behavior of that particular era.